Andrew, we know that you're really active in the WordPress and Divi world right now as an entrepreneur, marketer, and more. But would you mind giving us some backstory? Like, where are you from and what'd you do earlier in your life?
Well, where I'm from a seaside town called Hayling Island, which is right on the south coast
Hmm.
of the UK. But I left home and school at 16. I went to live in the big smoke, London, and I got a job in a restaurant as a waiter. Didn't like that. Went into the kitchen, found that I could cook, well, at least omelets, and I and it was a Greek restaurant, funny enough. So I learned a little bit of Greek Cypriot. And then I decided after about a year to go to college, learn how to be a chef properly.
Mm.
Went around some hotels, stayed with them while I was at college, became a chef, and then did some various things. Decided not to do that. Then I was riding a motorbike around London as a motorcycle courier. Ended up being invited in to be a controller in the courier business, ended up owning the business with a few other guys, ending up selling it. It's now a global business, which is great. So I was only about 20 at the time. And basically throughout my life, I've had different businesses. I mean, I've had
Mm.
a large printing business. We were responsible for really launching the NTL brand, the cable company, which is now Virgin Media in the UK.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think it's the largest cable company. But when I met them, there was only three of them, and we launched them, did all their marketing collateral for about 6 years. So that turned into like a £6 million a year contract, which was lovely.
Wow.
And then we just moved on and we did some stuff for travel bureaus and lots of printings. Had about 50 staff in the end, about 14 million turnover print business. So when I finished doing that, what happened with that? I saw the internet in the sort of 90s. I said, guys, we've got to get into the web. My business partners were at the time slightly older than me. At the time, I was only 36 or 37. They were in their mid 50s, I suppose, and they
Mm.
were just not interested in getting into this newfangled thing called the internet, especially with 28K modems and things like that. So I went to college. I went back to college and learned HTML, and I've never looked back. I looked at that, and I started off with Dreamweaver 1, building
Oh, wow.
websites for myself, and Netscape. I don't think you wouldn't even know Netscape. You're a young
I
whippersnapper,
am
you know.
familiar with the earlier browsers,
Yeah.
Netscape and Mosaic and all those.
Yeah, so I had to build websites around there. So I was there was no such thing as a media query then, really. It was,
Hmm.
mobile phones didn't really exist. They were in your car and they weighed. If you had a mobile phone, you had a very strong left arm because they were so heavy.
So are you doing, at some point, did you start doing commercial or just, commercial web projects before WordPress, or did WordPress sort of start that off for you?
No, I did. I was building Flash. I went to college and learned Flash, how to program in Flash
Okay.
1.1.0, and then carried that on. And then I just got into CDs, making CDs and doing
Mm.
the start programs to them, doing the intros to CDs as well, which were all Flash driven then. So,
You really have been all over the place, huh?
well, yeah, I know, but I've been in this kind of media world for now 30 years, or
Yeah.
20, yeah, 33 years actually. But so I've grown up with CDs, I've grown up with ISDN, analog modems, 28K, piling them together to get more bandwidth. It's just incredible stuff. Building websites, building our own servers, all that kind of stuff. But still in the advertising world. So the first CMS I ever used was Joomla.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I thought this is going to save my life. And I've actually only been using WordPress thanks to a guy called Mark Copeman. It's a really good friend of mine. And he told me 5 years ago about WordPress and battered me and said, you've got to start using WordPress. And my life changed. I could produce websites very quickly. It's about a 18-month learning curve, to be honest. I just couldn't get my head around it because I was so used to
Yeah.
Joomla. If you've ever used Joomla, it's just one of the easiest CMSs to use. But WordPress, now I know it. And to be honest, I don't do that many websites. I'm not that good a web developer or designer. I've got a dozen developers that I go, get on with that. I mean, I can answer a few CSS queries and a few
Sure.
security issues, and I run my own hosting and stuff. But you know, my days of development are over. I'm really a sales person, and I am the guy that brings that funnel in, and then I just spread that out and I project manage that and take it to other people that know PHP, JavaScript, all these kind of things, Javas. You know, it's
Yeah.
just complex stuff to me now.
I mean, speaking of sales, I noticed something about all of your websites right now, which is that you don't do like open-ended services. All of your services are packaged like products in addition
Yeah,
to the actual products that you have. Meaning
it's a
there's like
productized service. Yeah.
there's set set things that come in each package. You can only buy the packages. You don't buy specialty stuff. Has that been? Can you tell me about that decision a little bit? What drove you to organize your
Well,
services and products in that way?
there's a guy called Brian Cassell who is out there who I had a few conversations with a few years ago, and he runs a thing called Restaurant Engine. It was a great idea to build websites on a multi-site kind of idea. It's a WordPress multi-site. So your restaurant company go in there, they can build their own website on a multi-site, and they just pay a monthly fee, $50 or something like that, and it works. But he started a course called Productized Services. And I didn't take the course. All I needed to do was know him and have a quick 10-minute chat with him and a 20-minute look at his videos. And I just decided to productize. So my web packages are my products.
Yeah.
My services are my products. I have a productized marketing consultancy services. I have a productized web development service, and I have a productized web hosting business. So what that does is it gives you a base to work from. I'm not saying that you can only buy that, but it gives people an idea of what you're going to cost as well. You know,
Absolutely.
when you walk into a TV company or a TV shop and say, I want that 50-inch TV, you know how much it's going to cost you. They might try and add on a bit of monthly insurance or something, you know, but we do as well. Our monthly insurance is a maintenance package, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, to train someone in SEO for a day, it's £500 or whatever it is, £700, you know, because it's a whole day. I'm training people, I'm giving my knowledge to build a website. I've got 4 or 5 people involved in one website, you know, developers, they're doing stuff, graphic designers. There's a price. And one of the things that web developers, I think, especially startups, make a mistake is not pricing their time in a valuable way. You know, if you go to a lawyer, it's going to cost you, I don't know what it costs in the States, but here it costs about $200 an hour.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so why? They're qualified, they've gone to university. A lot of web developers I know, most of the web developers I know have gone to university. They've learned their trade, they have experience. Why aren't web developers throwing their services out at $200 an hour? It's partly because they're afraid. They're afraid to tell people that it costs that much because we've got the Wixes of this world, the Spotifys of this world, etc. Our free culture is you know, can damage us. But with productized services that I've got, the reason I went for it is because 1, I wanted to be quicker to market, and 2, I wanted to make some money.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I work to make money.
Well, it's probably a good time for us to shift the conversation to talk specifically about sales funnels. With the goal being obviously to make money consistently. So for those who are unfamiliar with the term, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. A sales funnel is a multi-stage process designed to convert website visitors into paying customers. Would you agree with that definition, Andrew?
I would.
Yeah.
But any sales funnel is that. It's a multi-pronged attack to get somebody into a funnel. You don't want too many in there because the funnel can also be a bottleneck, because if you get too many inquiries, you can't deal with it. So you need to target your customer base very, very well, because it's all right having that funnel, but if you haven't targeted and all of a sudden you get loads of inquiries and you can't deal with those inquiries because some of them are stuff that you're just not interested in.
How do you target?
You niche. You absolutely niche. You know, there are 100,000 plumbers in this country. There are 40,000 printing companies in this country. In my country, I don't know how many there are in the UK, in the USA. There are 30,000 dentists. You know, niche. How many florists are there? How many, you see them on every street corner. How many independent coffee shops are there that need a website, that need some help with their Facebook, that need some help with their branding, that need a fascia done, or a banner done, or a set of business cards done? So you niche, and you choose your niche, and you learn your niche, and you get to know that niche, so that when you're talking to that niche, you're talking their language. And that's how I build my sales funnel. So I niche.
You learn their
target.
language, and then you talk to them using their language.
Exactly.
Use
exactly.
the identity markers of that tribe.
Yeah.
Pull them in.
Being a chef, perfect.
Sure.
Being in catering, having owned a couple of restaurants myself, one in Devon, one in Spain, I know what restaurateurs go through. It's a nightmare. You know, it's a 6 a.m. in the morning job until 3 a.m. the following morning. So I can facilitate their business by building them a proper website, by building them a proper Facebook page, and helping them engage with their customers, because I know what they want from their customers. So that's my niche. That's one of my speciality niches. But actually, one of the niches that I really like is landscape gardening.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of websites coming up for those types of businesses.
Yeah, and because one, they're really pretty. One, you can make them look really, really good.
Yeah, same for real estate. If you have nice homes that that your real estate.
And I don't know
sell.
a landscape gardener that doesn't charge less than £1,000 a day in the UK. You know, so they can afford it. Melissa Love, who was on here a few weeks ago, her niche is photographers.
Yep.
She doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't build websites for anybody else. So niche marketing. So that's my best advice.
So you've got your niche, and you're looking to get those people into a funnel. Now, one thing I want to do today is make sure that we try to demystify the idea of sales funnels. When you say sales funnels, I mean, it in and of itself is a metaphor. So
Sure.
I want to make sure that people aren't getting hung up on not being able to really picture or get a good solid idea of what a sales funnel actually is in practical terms. So could you maybe just pick one of your websites, one of your businesses, and describe for us how you've set up that particular sales funnel and how it works?
Okay, so on Somebody's Hero, I have a contact form, and it's fairly detailed, so people have to fill it in. I get an email. They get an auto response back saying, thanks very much for your inquiry. Here's another form that I want you to fill out if you're interested in a particular area. So if you send me a website inquiry, I'm going to ask you for more details. If they want me to give them a call, I will give them a call. But what I want them to do is fill in that form so I've got even more information. I then give them a call. I then get the work. We have 100% track record. So, and the reason we get the work is because we ask the right questions at the beginning. Now, to generate that sales form being filled in, my funnel is very, very simple. It's Facebook, where I've got a couple of Facebook business pages where I comment and I share. It's Twitter, where I share other people's tweets. So if it's a restaurant that I'm interested in dealing with, for 3 months, I will retweet every single thing that they've tweeted, at least three times a day.
Not aggressive at all. Not aggressive at all. I'm just kidding.
I know.
It works,
but,
though.
You know, of course it works, because then when I phone them up, they go, oh, yeah, you're the guy that's retweeting us. Well, thanks for that. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm happy to talk to you. So I said, well, you don't need to talk to me. Just go to my website, fill in the form, tell me what you want. If they want to talk to me, I'll talk to them. I'll have a Skype conversation, or if I'm in London, I'll just pop in for a coffee, and I start that sales process.
Right.
If I don't succeed with them, and this is what a lot of people miss, if I don't succeed with them, they say, oh, thanks, Andy, you're a great guy, you know, but we've got a web developer and we're using a London agency and we're paying through the nose and whatever it might be. I will always ask them for a referral. When have you ever had a meeting with somebody that's selling double glazing or financial services to you that has, at the end of the meeting or at the close of the sale, has said to you, I wonder if you could refer me to someone? It'd be great, because I work on referrals. I'm sorry, I use the same techniques. I will always ask for a referral, you know, especially if the person, especially if I didn't get work off them. I am very pleased and very happy to say that I have 100% track record of getting work from somebody once I've sat in front of them, and it's not because I beat them up or anything. It's because we will always get something.
Always something, whether it's their business or somebody else's.
Exactly right. So that's how you start that funnel. Now, with advertising, say on Facebook, I'll do a couple of boosted posts, and I will get that funnel going.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody signed up to my email newsletter, they will get a trail of emails. So they'll get one a week for the next 4 weeks, asking them what they want, what they need, giving them information, telling them about what we've done for somebody else. Look at this, look at what this person did.
Yeah.
It's not about us, it's about them.
This is very much like what Melissa Love and I talked about, where she said, closing a sale is like, it's the same as having a conversation. You don't walk
Absolutely.
up to someone and say, hi, how you doing? You want to buy this? You say, some people do, but they're the ones that we all run from. What you actually do is you go up and you say, hi, my name's Nathan. Nice to meet you. You have a bit of a talk. You get to know each other. And then you see them another time. And you have another little talk, and you get to know them, and then you walk away. And then you see them another time. And it's like down the road, you go, oh, hey, this is like the 8th time we've talked. I don't know if I've ever mentioned to you that I run a business, and I think it might be something that you're interested in. That pitch is going to get you the sale, and I think that's what you're talking about.
Well, let me tell you that 2 of the largest contracts I've got in the last 3 months, I've been talking to the guy for 15 years. That's a long game. Pitch. But I tell you, it's been worth it. They are they're big projects. So, it's been worth it. But I've been talking to these people for 15 years.
Could we maybe try to break this up into stages? So the first stage would be, your marketing and you're talking to people. That's your broadest stage. So that's maybe the top layer of the funnel. When someone signs up, then you've got some emails that go out to them that are not necessarily hard sells, but they are letting people know what it is you do, what you can do for them. How do you close after that?
I say, right, we've been talking for the last month. It's about time that we had a face-to-face or a phone call. I will be calling you in 48 hours. If you don't want me to call you, please unsubscribe from our list. It's quite bullish. It's quite aggressive, but I'm a salesperson because I don't want to deal with people that don't want to deal with me. And if I've been talking to them for 4 weeks and I know that they've opened their mail, because I know that, and I know that they've clicked through to some relevant links or whatever, they must be interested in some stage. Even if they're interested in 6 months' time, I need to get to talk to them.
Yeah.
You see?
Gotcha.
So I will tell them that I'm going to call them in 48 hours. And do you know what? I call them in 48 hours. If they haven't unsubscribed, they don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. If you don't want me to call you, hit the unsubscribe button, and I'll know that you don't want me to call you. So if they haven't hit the unsubscribe button, I will either get my VA.
Have you seen people actually start to unsubscribe? Have you seen people actually start to unsubscribe from your list as a result of these types of messages? Or is that just sort of like an irrational fear that someone who doesn't like to be direct might have? Because I can feel that. I tend to think I'm a bit more direct than the average person, but that's pretty direct to say, let's do business or get off my list.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Let's do business, or I don't want to waste your time, and you don't want your time wasted either. Or I don't want to waste my time either.
Sure.
And it does sound aggressive. And to be honest, it works. People are scared of asking for the sale or asking for the business. So I do want to deal with you, Nathan. But if you don't want to deal with me, there is no point in us continuing this conversation. So have a nice life, and I'll get on to the next guy that wants me to deal with them. And, whether that sounds arrogant or not, I can't help that. But I cannot afford to waste my time on people that don't want to do business with me if I'm doing business. If you want to be my friend, that's cool.
Yeah. You got to get real with the fact that your performance directly impacts your life. And you can't exactly coast through entrepreneurship and still expect to have a comfortable lifestyle. You're going to have to really focus on these conversations and close these deals once they get in there, especially if they're at the end of a long funnel. I mean,
Sure.
Other people might have different methods that suit their personality better, but in the end, you do have to have that kind of breaking point where you have that are we doing this or not moment.
Sure. And also, my sales funnel or my sales pitch is only 4 weeks. It's not long. It's only a month. So what I've got is there are people that don't unsubscribe, but reply and say, I get it. I'm not ready. Don't unsubscribe me. Keep on talking to me. So what I do with that is that I start them in another funnel. So I pause a campaign. I've got a different campaign that says, Nathan, you asked me not to contact you for a while. So a month later, I send you another reintroduction of the business and myself. And so it'd be great to get together. What are you doing over the next couple of weeks? If you're not doing anything, let's get together on the phone or whatever.
These are all these funnels and these synchronized funnels. They're managed through automated email campaigns. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got, there's many out there. There's Aweber, there's Infusionsoft, there's MailChimp. And MailChimp is great because it's free for the first 2,000, but you don't get your autoresponders, and you also don't get your journey. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make a customer have a journey. So the first email is, hi, how are you? I'm this, and you're this, and we'd like to do some business because there's some synergy there.
Yeah.
Second email is, hi, this is what we do. Look at what a client of ours asked us to do, and we solve their problem. This is information about the new Google algorithms. How's it affecting your website? Or this is a great design of a photo website that we saw. What do you think? Because you're a photographer. Boom. Fourth email, say goodbye. If you don't want to, because on every email there
either
is a
say
contact
welcome to
us.
the business or say goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, welcome. But on every one there's a call to action that says, if you need us, contact us now. Even if you don't need us, still contact us now, because I'm sure there's something we can help you with either now or in the future. This is all very polite. It's not aggressive.
Sure.
But yes, you have a different funnel now for businesses like a theatre or a cinema or an opera house, for instance. People need a customer journey as well. So they need to be taken from point A to point Z, being very American about it. But throughout that journey, they're going to be offered free tickets, 2-for-1s, free Prosecco in the opera or whatever. And there's that journey. So eventually along that, say, 20 email cycle across the opera season, they're going to get tempted to go to the opera. So that's the kind of customer journey that I'm talking about as well. Now, when you're a solopreneur or whatever we're called, these small businesses that we are, we don't actually have that much to say. So a 4-week email cycle is about right.
Yeah. What are some common problem areas? I just mean you're building this funnel and somewhere along the way, everything's going right until they hit point X. And that point, a lot of people make a mistake. What is that mistake, and how can people avoid it or fix it if they're doing it?
Well, the mistake is not following up an email that's come into you from your emails or a contact point. So I've emailed you. You're on the third email. You're thinking, wow, this is interesting. This guy and his team know what they're talking about. Maybe I could use them. You contact me and I don't ring you back. That's like mistake number one. Boom, you've lost your customer because you have to be who you said you've been. You have to be authentic. I'm going to contact, if you email me back, I will contact you within 24 hours or within 4 hours, whatever it may be, or next day. If you don't do that, you've lost your integrity straight away. You're a liar. So that's the biggest mistake that you've made. Typos, typographical errors in your emails are a no-no. So double check. And using stock photos in an email is just a no-no. Now, we all use stock photos. We sometimes have to for our customers. There's something that's not there. But if you're going to use imagery of any kind, make sure it's good. Make sure it's something that they're not going to have seen before with, on a lingerie advert or something. It's just something that you want to make sure that it's a genuine thing and that you can show that you have creativity.
Well, it looks like we're getting to the end of the show, time-wise. And at the end of each episode of Divi Nation, what I like to do is ask our interviewee to leave us with a parting thought, something that encapsulates their take on our primary topic in a very short answer. So today's topic has been how to build your sales funnel. And my final question for you, Andrew, is if someone wanted to start down this path today and they haven't done anything yet, they're a blank slate, what are the first and perhaps most important things that you'd want them to do right off the bat?
As soon as you open your business, your plan should have been done 6 months before. So you get your plan in front of you, and your plan will have included who your customers are, who they could be, and who you can make into a customer. So do your research into your target market. And as soon as you've done your research into your target market, learn about them, learn their language, and learn their pain points. And then you can start a campaign that says to them, I can help you because I know you. And that's it. Get to know your customer as well, if not better, than they know themselves.
Sounds like a great answer. Andrew, thank you for coming on Divi Nation.
No, you're welcome, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak with you, Nathan. You're a good guy, and this is going well for you. It's great.
Don't forget, if you're watching this video on YouTube or Facebook, take a moment to subscribe, follow, like, and/or share. It really helps. Thanks.